everyone, and welcome. So glad you're here today. Hopefully, everyone can hear me. I'm going to get to the comments here and give me a thumbs up or something if you can hear me. I'm a hot mess today. It's been a crazy, crazy weekend. And I'm just going to go right to my desk there. And oh, we're kind of out of whack. We need to move our camera a little bit. And okay. Oh, good. You can hear me. Good. Better than last week. Last week, I didn't bring my desktop to the screen for right away, and you couldn't hear me right off the bat. And I couldn't figure out what it was. And I text Jay, and he real quickly said, "I think this is what happened." And I said, "Yep, you're exactly right. That's what occurred." So hopefully we won't have that problem this time. Anyway, so I've got a bunch of Spellbinders dies that I thought we would work with tonight, and I've listed them in the description box below. And I just thought we'd play around with them because I've got to work with them. And I think I'm going to start out with the My Hero Etched dies, which is basically a sentiment die here, and it's a shadow die. And these are the packages that they came in with, and I just put them on some um, magnetic boards. And this basically is just My Hero, and you've got the shadow die for it. And then you've got the badges of honor etched dies, and you've got, like, for a police officer, you've got dog tags and the chain, and then you've got like a badge, like a honorable badge, and some stars and stuff like that. So we're going to work with that. And then I think we'll also work with, oh, I can't remember the name of these. These are the boots that kind of go along with this set, and I didn't put the name on there, and so I can't remember it. But I'll find it and link it in the description box. I added this at the last minute, so I thought this would go good together. And then we probably won't get through everything, but I did pull some other dies and list them. They also have this Home Sweet Home etch die, and these are all part of the storytelling collection. And geez, where's the badge for IT support? Yeah, I need to give you one. That's funny. Um, Jay's been kind of helping me with challenges that I've been experiencing. So I guess I do need to make a badge for him. Anyway, these are all part of the storytelling exercise, just like the ones I did last week. And I think they're really, the thought behind them was kind of like scrapbooking and you telling your stories and stuff. But obviously I'm, converting these to cards. I don't really do scrapbooking anymore since my kids have grown up. I did it a ton, and they both have. Um, it's your real job too? Okay, all right. Um, since my kids have grown up, I did from birth to senior year of high school for my girls. So they both have those scrapbooks, and I'm beginning to think that I need to do them for my grandkids as well, because um, my 3-year-old grandson just started preschool, and I think it'd be fun because I've been getting some pictures of him at school and stuff like that. That it'd be fun to do that as well. Um, okay, Jay Sandy, it seems like a lot of companies are wanting to reboot scrapbooking. Yeah, it seems like there's a lot of that kind of going on right now. Let's see. I'll be watching, but probably not chatting a lot as I have to eat dinner. I know I had to make some dinner really quick. Um, too, and was eating while Jay was live, so I was kind of raiding the refrigerator for leftovers. And Jay says, but social media kind of took the place of that to some extent. It really does, because you don't hardly print pictures anymore. You basically snap them and post them, and they're in your camera or whatever until your camera blows up and you lose them. So anyway, we've got Home Sweet Home etched die, which I think will be super fun to work with. And I also had this tree die that I thought, this is an older one. It was released earlier, but I thought these two would go great together. Probably won't get to those tonight. And we've got this Say Cheese etched die as well, which is a camera. And I had brought in the Friends, and even I brought in the Thanks die too, because we might use it. But I thought we'd get started with this. You guys probably know I have a daughter and 2 son-in-laws who are state police officers. So I thought it'd be fun to make some cards with the badges and the boots and kind of My Hero and start with that. So I think that's what we're going to start with. Um, What's Gloria says you got to save the photos to cloud storage so you don't lose them. Yes, I learned that valuable lesson earlier this year. So, and I think Blossom is getting some stuff for Brenda, or yeah, she's getting seeds to plant them outdoors in the spring. What kind of seeds are they? Are we talking flowers? I don't know what we're talking here, but so I'm just going to bring in my Scout. And Jay was talking about how I've really been getting a lot of use out of it. And you can see how beat up this thing was. And when he said that, I got to looking at it. I thought it was really, really dirty. And so I actually cleaned this off and then ran it across there. And you can see how much it gets on there. In fact, let's just clean it off again and run it and see how much we get. Just pulling off. You know how sometimes when you you're working with your paper and you realize you got all these little bits on there from this. It's from, your plates. And so I just this is a really strong powered lint roller that I have, and I'll just roll it on there. And you can see I'm still picking up a bunch of junk off of this. Now, sometimes I'll take it, I've got it taped up. A lot of times I'll take it to the kitchen sink and I'll use, like a scrub brush with it or something and kind of get it all out of there. And I know that's kind of noisy, but a lot of times when I'm just in my craft room and I want to kind of do a quick clean on it, I'll just use this, and you can see it just picks up those bits and kind of cleans it up. Anyway, that's just a tip, a side note. And the only reason why I'm sharing it is because I thought to do it right before we went live. Oh, she sent you some cactus seeds a few months ago and you couldn't start them until your husband was done landscaping. Okay. So where do you live that you're having cactus seeds or cacti that's you're going to plant or whatever? So I'm just going to kind of get started on this, and I'm going to kind of mimic this badge after our Indiana State Police badges is what I'm going to kind of do. Sort of. They're a little bit different, but, and I've made badges before with my Cricut, but I was so happy to get this die because it's just more fun to use a die than the Cricut for paper crafting, I think, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the dark blue for the back of the badge. And then I'm going to bring in, I've got some Spellbinders metallic silver that I'm going to use for the decorative part of the badge. So I think I'm going to do that. And I could probably do a couple of them, but so this is kind of the decorative piece to the badge. Let's see what do we got going on here. Cordelia says she has to go get ready. So we'll get that off of there. I try to move the comment off there. Let's see what's going on. You're born and raised in Texas, living the rest of your life out here in Alabama. Okay, sweet home Alabama. One of my very best friends lives in Alabama. Gosh, I'm trying to think of the name of the city. I got to know her here in Indiana. She was originally from Alabama, and then she went back to Alabama, and that's where she lives now. So let's just die cut a bunch of stuff out while we're doing this. If we're going to make a pass at it, we might as well go ahead and do it. So I'm going to get what I would say is the dog tag pieces and get them die cut out as well. And then this piece, I kind of die cut it out earlier because I thought I was missing something, but I wasn't. It actually cuts out this piece and then your inserts. And if you do 3 of them, you can get like a red, white, and blue if you want to do that, or whatever colors you want to do that with. And I think I'll go ahead and lay this star down on here as well and see if we can get all this die cut out here. And I probably better use some tape because if not, I'll be making a mess and I'll have to redo it. So we'll just put some tape on here and then we'll run it through. So I am from Indiana. I'm from East Central Indiana, and I was born and raised here, and I have been here for about 6 months. I think I lived in Florida for just a short stint when my mom moved us around as children. But then I moved back in with my dad, and I've been here for, I guess, 55 and a half years because the 6 months that I wasn't here. Anyway, so that's where I live, and my husband is a local yokel too, and he has lived here his entire life. And so we live in a small town, and we're, I guess, pretty well known. I mean, because it is a small town, but it is good living. It's a great place to raise your family and your kids, and it's a real nice community. And you've probably heard me talk before. It is a golf cart community. We all have golf carts. Well, not everybody, but a lot of golf carts. And it is kind of a really fun place to be. We have concerts in our park and lots of festivals and different activities and stuff. So I'm just pulling all the pieces here, and I'm not sure that I got everything that I want. I might want this. I'm not sure. So I'll go ahead and actually, I don't know if that goes inside of that, maybe. Yeah, it looks like it fits inside of that. And then maybe this could fit inside of that too. But I think you've got like a circle element there, but I was thinking I'd put that star on there. Let's see, I think I'm gonna need that if I'm gonna use that star. This is a different star. So I'm just gonna lay this aside, and let's see how this is gonna look, so we'll kind of know what we're doing here. So we could do that. And then I think I'll go ahead and bring that blue back in, and we'll do this out of the blue, and we'll create that. So I'm just trying to keep track of all my pieces parts. And while I'm at it, so we're not doing a whole bunch of passes, let's see what's going on. Born and raised in Georgia, Cordelia, awesome. I have some family that's in Georgia too. Gosh, why can't I think of that Alabama city name? I know it as well as I know my own name, but I can't think of it at the moment. It's kind of toward the top of the state, I think. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and die cut out the boots as well. And I'm going to use black for these because the kids wear black boots. So, and they're actually, they're all black. So we're going to do the whole kit and caboodle black here, and we'll just layer them up. So I had to close my sliding glass door. If you won the lottery, though, we'd have to move to Florida. Absolutely. My youngest sister lives in Florida, and I would love to be in Florida. However, my grandkids are here, and I don't know how, my husband said I'd never leave them, but I am not a winter person. And if you know Indiana, you know that we have some rough winter. And so I love Florida. In fact, we have been down there a lot visiting my sister. Athens, Florence, Scottsboro, Fort Payne. Nope. It's oh gosh, I can't think of it. I cannot think of it. Huntsville, Alabama. It's close to Huntsville. Yes. It starts with a D, I think. Can't think of what it is. That's awful. Anyway, it's very close, I think, to Huntsville, Alabama. I could probably pull out my address labels and look it up, but Lower Delaware. Born and raised in Lower Delaware. Brenda was born and raised in Illinois, moved about 2.5 years before you turned 40. Still here. Well, we're neighboring because Illinois and Indiana are neighboring states. And I know Dallas lives in Illinois as well. So these are going to be really fussy, the strings. I'm going to leave them in there until we get ready to go. But I think I'm just going to start with this card, and we'll see where we get. I usually make, for Veterans Day, I do make veterans cards. So some of these, the dog tags and some of that, my hero, those things will be great for that, because I do generally do that. I think this might be one of my, could that be one of my, oh no, that's a punch out piece. Okay, I thought maybe that was one of my laces. So anyway, let's go ahead and start assembling this and see what we come up with. So we've got our little Decatur, Alabama. I think that's it. Yep, Decatur. I think that's it. Glue press. And Gloria's in Southwest Michigan, 30 miles. Southwest, would that be north of Notre Dame University? And T lives close to Huntsville, Alabama. Yeah, I think she does. Because I was thinking that that was close to my girlfriend. Anyway, so not far from you. You're in Coleman. Interesting. Yeah. Well, sweet home Alabama. And I've been down there because we went to some weddings down there. And I've taken my girlfriend home before when we've been traveling. We've kind of done that. But anyway, so here's our badge. Yeah, T lives in, okay, so north of Notre Dame. I was thinking probably it was north of Notre Dame University. And I've been there before. When I worked for Anderson University, which is a private Christian college, we would have events at Notre Dame, and I had been there for that. So that was, I have been there, and my husband has been there because he's done some officiating there. Yeah, I thought the badge would be cute too. So I don't know where I'm going with this. I didn't prep much. I've had an incredibly crazy weekend, and so I haven't really got much done. So crazy. I have some things to tell you. So on Saturday, and I may have said this on another video, and you guys may have heard it. On Saturday, we had a wedding shower, a wedding, and a birthday party all within the same time frame, and just impossible. And the birthday party was my granddaughter's, and so it was just like, oh my gosh, how are we going to do all this? So the wedding was a gal from church, a little gal from church that was getting married, and we respectfully declined that and hated that we had to miss it, but we sent her a gift, and her parents, which are more our age and more, I sing in the praise team, or she sings in the praise team. I play the guitar. And she understood that it was our granddaughter's birthday and that we needed to be at that. But I also needed to make the wedding shower because that was for another family member. And so we divided and conquered. Pat went to the birthday party first, and I went to the wedding shower, and then I excused myself from the wedding shower so that I could go to the birthday party. And then my oldest grandsons wanted to stay all night. And so I had them last night and we had a ball. And then today we had gone to, since I had the grandsons and stuff, I usually cook a big meal. We decided that we would take them to Arby's because they love their chicken strips or chicken nuggets or whatever. The boys, I don't know about you guys as kids or grandkids if they're just addicted to chicken strips. Oh my gosh. So there's some etched detail on here, and I was just looking to see if any pieces want to go out. So we had all 5 kids. Pat and I had all 5 grandkids at Arby's. And so we had a 2-year-old, a 3-year-old, a 6-year-old, an 8-year-old, and a 12-year-old. And they were and my daughter, my oldest daughter, and her husband were there with us. Thankfully, she said that her husband said, "Oh, so do we just get to go home and take a nap?" And she said, "No way." She's like, "They are going to need some help with 5 kids." So they actually joined us and ate. My youngest daughter, who is a state police officer, had the night shift, and so she was sleeping. And so, but I had her kids. And so we did that. And it was remarkable. I told Pat, I was just amazed that I had all 5 of those kids and nobody was crying or anything. And I'm trying to figure out how these go like that. And everybody got along just fine. And we ate, and then we came back to the house, and I had the kids, my youngest daughter and her husband came and picked up the kids, the big boys, and then I had the little boys and my granddaughter. Today was actually her birthday, but we celebrated yesterday. But I had them because then my husband and her dad and everyone went back to the house too. She got a brand new bedroom makeover, and they were assembling all of her new furniture and everything. So, okay, so let's see. Happy birthday to your younger son, Gloria. Oh, today's your younger son's birthday. Well, it's my granddaughter Harper's birthday. So tell him happy birthday. And so that's what we've been doing. So it was absolutely crazy. And so when the youngest grandkids woke up from their nap, I texted her mom and said, "The kids are up. It's time to go home," because I had kids And I was just tired. But anyway, they got her bedroom together and she loves it. So what they did was they remodeled. They had a 3-bedroom house that had some extra room, and they took one of the extra rooms and they created a brand new bedroom for her and put a huge closet in it and redecorated it, and it is fantastic and she is thrilled. And so now all 3 of the kids have their own bedroom. The boys were together and now they're all going to have their own bedroom, and hopefully maybe they'll sleep better. So okay, I've layered the one piece on top of that, and you see you've got the detail there of the sole, and then I'm not sure um, how I want to do the laces and stuff. So this could be kind of interesting, and I may screw it up. So you've got these laces, and we've got these here on the sides, and I don't know, those are probably your shoestring ties that you're going to put out to the side. And then you've got, and there's 2 of those. Let me get those out of there. I've got one little piece that didn't want to pull off there. And then you got all this inside. So I think maybe I want to go ahead and glue these down and then try to weave them in and out of there. I don't know if, let me see. Can you actually weave them, or are you just laying them on top? So let's see. Before I glue it, let's give it a whirl and see. And we've got some really little pieces here, and it would help if I was zoomed in, but I'm not. I could, let me see if I can, oh, hang on, let me, sometimes my desk has to go all the way down before it'll go up. So I'm going to do that. You guys are going to see all my mess, and then it'll push it up. So we'll go up, and hopefully that'll help. And you can hear the rattling of it. So hopefully that will help a little bit. Get you a little bit closer and I'll stand up. That'll get some of the glare out. So hopefully you can see it a little bit better. So we'll get this laid down on here. Let's see. We have plenty of mountains, but no beach very close to. Can get to San Diego in about 6 hours. That sounds wonderful. Cordelia, you like where you live because we're fairly close to mountains. That is awesome. That is awesome. Let's see. We have, what do we have? We have all 4 seasons. We have the reservoir. We've got plenty of corn. We have plenty of farmland. We've got the really cool round barns in Indiana. But we don't have the beach. We don't have the mountains. This is the, I guess, crossroads of America, or the flatlands. I don't know. But and when you get down to southern Indiana, you've got some terrain, but where we are is relatively flat. But I'm trying to think of what we have. We do have the 4 seasons, and that is something that a lot of people like. We have, we've got that. So I'm just getting that laid down on there real carefully. And then I need to move this top piece over a little bit. It shifted on me a little bit. Is it going to move? Let me pick it up. Anyway, but yeah, we're able to grow stuff very well here. You guys have heard me talk about our garden and everything. We don't, we get the tornadoes and that, which I mentioned last year. My daughter's house got hit. The one that and they're doing a lot of work on the house because of that. And that's part of the whole room thing. Oops, it's moving on me. Okay. So that looks really cool. Can you see that? See that etching? And so this was the top piece. And I don't know. Yeah, it looks like you can just layer it. And I know it would be better if I had done like a kind of like a military boot, where it was like, well, I brought some cardstock in. I could have done it like that, and then, added some brown, and you would have been able to see it better. But because I'm doing this according to my daughter's garb, I'm going to do it in all black. I think it'll be pretty neat. So, hi, Felicia. Welcome. Your first time live here. Well, I'm so glad you came, Felicia. It's a fun group. You're going to love the people in the chat. and hopefully I'll do something interesting and entertaining for you. So I'm just getting my laces to my black boots laid down on there, and I'm just kind of doing a little bit at a time, and I'm just kind of taking my time. Now I think this piece is going to come out. Yeah, we're going to get more of this out together here. So I'm just going to poke it out, and then so there's really only 3 pieces to the lace. You've got the top, this piece, and then we'll have the bottom piece. So the Spellbinders has made it really nice. I love Spellbinders dies. They're wonderful. They come, cut apart, so you don't have to cut them apart. That's one advantage. And they cut really well. And they always are in this color. And I like that because I can tell whose is whose and what's what in my craft room. I use a lot of pink and Maine, and there's our pink. And I use a lot of cat scrappiness. And there's a silver color. And so it helps me keep them straight. But I do put everything in containers so that I know what's what. Now, I did set my live for next week up, and I set in the description box that we'd work with some cat scrappiness. I'm getting some glue on here, so I have to clean it off a little bit. But this cat scrappiness just had a huge release. I don't know if you saw the hops, but they have a ton of nesting dies. And I didn't even get to scratch the surface with my video. So I'm going to use some more of those. So isn't that cool? Look at that. All right. So let's get to, well, let's see. We've got my hero here. And I think that we probably should die cut that out as well. So let's do that. We've got our, let's see. We have our, we don't need this, but I just wanted to show you because I did die cut it out. Oh, we forgot our strings. We got to put our strings on there. Let's go ahead and do that. Clean that off. Excuse me, and I'll get that laid down on there. Now let's see if we can get them right. Oops, I'm wanting it to stick and I'm trying to pull it apart. Okay, so we'll get our strings down there. These are really cool. Did I get that right? Yeah, there we go. And we got the glue down there already, so I ought to be able to just put that on there. Okay, there we go. Now we've got a finished boot. Looks really good. Turn it so you can see it. Okay, all right. And then we have my hero dies, and I was going to do 2 tones. I was thinking 2 tones because they are actually 2-tone. So I've got a couple colors here. I'm going to use these and these. I think so. I'm going to do. I'll do the shadow, and then I'll do the. And I've got this piece of paper. This is a scrap piece of paper. You guys know I've been blowing through my scraps. This was from Kendra's bonus of the month, the one with Sire's doodles. And I had this piece laying on my desk, and I thought this would be perfect for this. So that's what I'm going to use. It's not quite A2 size, so we'll have probably a white border around it. But I thought we could use that, and we'll get it going. So let's bring in our die cutting machine, and let's see. I think I want the light colored to lay up against the pattern paper, and then we'll use the dark colored for. So I'm going to do the shadow for both these, and hopefully I can get all this to fit on there. This is a pretty good sized sentiment. So hopefully we can get it all on there. We'll see what happens. That die cut out. Let's see what's going on. Let's see. Felicia, you're from California and you're 2 hours from the beach and 2 hours from the mountains. That is fabulous. I want to get over that way. Now, I've not been to California. I would like to get over that way. Both of my kids have been there, but I have not. And I would like to check it out, but have yet to get the chance. Now, I do have, we've got some vacations coming up in September and October, and we're going to be gone quite a bit. So there's probably going to be 4 lives that I'm going to miss because we travel in the months of September and October, and We usually do like a 5, it might be more this time, I'm not sure, but last year we did like a 5-day layover at home, and then we went to our next destination. So we do travel, but not to California. It's not where we're going. So, but I'd like to. Okay, so I've got my card base, I have my boot, and I have my sentiment. And I might have to lay a panel down there of white just so that'll pop. And then we'll have this. I think it'll all fit. This is going to get trimmed down clearly because we've got a white edge on there. But I think we can make it all fit. So I'm going to bring in my tweezers. And the H is separate. And then we have ear So we've got H and then ear So I don't know if I mentioned I had to close my door because my husband's watching his show. So if I kill over from heat. I noticed in the last chat, you guys were talking about Alexa saying that it was 91 degrees in here, and I shouldn't have said that because she might speak up. Well, she gave me a warning earlier that we are under a severe heat warning here today. And I knew we were because it was blazing hot. And my grandson wanted to play outside, and he gets so red-faced, the 3-year-old. He is just very fair, both the boys are blonde, very blonde and very fair skinned. And he gets so red faced, and he was red. Takes him a minute to cool off too. And I think it's just his complexion because he's a tall, but he's a real thin boy. So I don't know. He just gets really red faced. There we go. That looks really good. I think that looks nice. So you could use Hero all by yourself. Just use the Hero, or you can use my Hero, whatever you choose. And I've been working through these dies Spellbinders sent me, and this was a set I needed to work with, but they did a whole bunch of shadow sentiment dies. And so I've been doing a lot of those recently, and this is one of them. So I think it'll be fun. Now, before I did get a break, I said, the time for the grandkids to get home. I got a break before Jay went live, and I have been coloring zombies. So you guys will have to stay tuned for that. I think that's next month, but yeah, I colored a whole bunch of zombies, and I wasn't sure, how I felt about it because it's, not generally something that I gravitated to, but man, did I have a blast with it. So that was fun. Anyway, so now we've got my Hero. I think that looks really nice. I'm kind of wishing I'd had done the lighter blue on that, but I think it'll be all right. So we'll move this aside and let's bring in this and see what kind of measurements we have on this. Let's see. How old is he, Gloria? So he's 46 years old. Okay, all right. I turned 56 this year, so hope all is well. Not a break in the heat, but next week it's going to be hot. We had the most beautiful weather leading up to this. It was fabulous. I mean, no humidity, nice little gentle breeze, sunny, blue skies, just completely enjoyable. So I think I can do 4. Yeah, I can do 4 and 5 1/4 on there. So we'll just have a little white ledge, and I think that'll be all right. Okay, that'll look good. And I thought I scored one up here, but yeah, I did. I've got a top folding card base here that we can put this on. And I just thought like I said, I've been trying to use up my scraps. So I thought that it would be nice to use these up. So last week, your oldest son turned 49. Oh, wow. So you had him close to the same time of the month. 44 this year. Oh, that was Cordelia. Okay. Okay, I see. Yeah. So let's see, my kids are, well, let's see, 32 and 27 are my kids, how old they are. So yeah, that looks good. All right. Oh, it's the perfect blue. Well, thank you. Anyway, to tell you how crazy, I was going to tell you how crazy my week was. So yesterday I had, if you watched my channel, I had a release from Cat Scrappiness that we did real early in the morning. And I also had a Kinder's Card Challenge Craft and Kimmy hop that was going on, and it was late. It was 10 a.m. It was late, a little bit later in the morning. And I knew I had that going on and everything. And I had also pre-recorded a video using Kendra's the die sets that she designed, and I was planning to key it up for next week. But I was so busy when I loaded it and trying to get moving. I thought, well, I'll just get this loaded real quick and then I'll add all the details later, and then it'll be fine. Well, lo and behold, when I loaded that thing, instead of being in the private setting, it was in the public setting. So that thing released without a thumbnail, and it actually had great views and good comments. But I had no idea that thing released because I was running from shower to birthday party to kids and all this and everything. And I don't know when, early in the morning or so, I don't know when I saw that that thing had released, and I was like, what in the world? I was like, oh my gosh, Shanna, you got to get it under control. So I think this needs some white or something to pop up on there so that it will stand out. And I think what I'm going to do is, this is a little trick that my friend Daria told me to do when I don't have a, I need to find some white here. I'm just going to find some white cardstock, and I'm going to trace the outside of this die, and it'll be the shadow die for that. Let's see what I've got here. Ooh, I've got something big enough. I think I've got this, and this is the printout from Sire's Doodles, because I used part of it. You can see I cut away some of them and done it, but I'm going to use that piece there. And we are making the most of everything we've got here. Oh, I'm not going to do that. So what I'm going to do is just take, and I think I'll do it on this side because this is the dirty side. And I'll just take do I have a decent pencil here? Yeah, I think I do. And this may not be perfect, but it's better than nothing. So I'm just going to trace around this, and I thought about doing like a circle and putting my badge in the circle, but I'm just going to do this and put some white on there, and then I think it'll help it stand out. So we'll see if I can cut it with any decency at all. But I'm liking how this is going. I think this could be really cool. But I need 3 of these because I have 3 of these kids that are heroes in my mind. And they get that servitude. Well, the boys don't. Obviously, those are son-in-laws. But my daughters, both of them, get their servant nature from their father. My husband was on the fire department for 30 years, and he's always had a serving nature about him. And so they learned. And my daughter, my oldest daughter, that is not a state trooper, is a social worker. Actually, she's a licensed clinical social worker. She's got all the letters behind her name and everything. And she actually works at the VA with patients. And so when I say I do the cards, I load her up with a bunch of them, and then she takes them and gives them to her patients, and that way that are on the ward. So anyway, I think that'll look nice. I am going to take, if I can find it, because I lose everything when I'm doing lives, my bone folder, because I cut it on the other side, and so I'm just going to flatten it down so that it looks nice. Love the tips on crafting, beads cutting. Yeah. I can't take credit for this. You guys know her as Mina Crafts, but that is Daria. And Daria, one time I did a video. She's always giving me tips, and I love it. And she's like, you probably want me to stop doing this. I'm like, no, girl, keep it coming, because she is such, I don't know if you guys see her cards. She doesn't do YouTube, which I've tried to convince her. I've got her doing hops. I've talked her into that. But she's on Instagram, and she posts in, all this, a lot of the socials and stuff, but she is a fantastic. I don't think she's here. I didn't see her. It's kind of late for her. She goes to bed early. Um, but anyway, she gives the most fantastic tips. And sometimes when I struggle and I make a comment on struggling something on one of my videos, she'll comment later and say, um, this, you could have done this and that would have helped or whatever. And I'm like, girl, thank you. I'm going to remember that. But that was a tip. And she actually gave me that tip for when you don't have a shadow die. You actually have a shadow die here, but I wanted it lined in white. So I used the shadow die to just make it larger, and that worked out really well. So, but that tip she gave me was when I didn't have a shadow die. But I think this is pretty simple, but I like it a lot. I think it'll be a nice card to have in my stash, and I'm going to put it on there upside down if I do it like that. Did anybody notice that I had it laying there upside down? I'm surprised you didn't warn me. Just checking the chat. Okay, so we'll keep giving tips because I cherish them. Yes, I appreciate it. I do, because everybody, we learn from one another. For sure. I don't know. I'm not a long-term card. Well, I did make cards way back in the, I'd say 90s, very early 90s, 92, 94, that area. And then I stopped for a while, and I got busy with my career and my kids and my family and everything. I was doing scrapbooking, a lot of scrapbooking. Like I said, I did those books for my daughters and then kind of got away from it. But I've always had some kind of a hobby going on, and then I recently, just the last couple years, got back to card making, and of course it's far different than it was um, back in the 90s. Oh my gosh, the Misty Revolutionary, just amazing. And the changes to the stamps, and oh my gosh, just so amazing. I love it. Oh, 219. Okay, Cordelia started again in 2019. Yeah. So, well, and I retired young because my daughter started having kids and she wanted mom to take care of them. And we were fortunate enough that I was able to do that. So I was blessed for that. But I have always been such a busy person. I'm going to turn this on the diagonal, and just like to stay very busy. And so I was like, I need to feed kind of feed myself something other than just babies all day long, because I needed to keep my brain going, and baby first was starting to get to me. And so I decided to start this YouTube channel, and it morphed into card making, and that's where I'm at. And I've had a blast with it. My nephew and my sister watch sometimes, and the first time my nephew watched, he goes, "Oh my gosh, Aunt Shayla's just having so much fun." He goes, "This is really a niche for her." Because he just felt like I was just really having a lot of joy with it, and I am. I always say I'm playing with my toys. These are all my little toys. So anyway, that is that card, and I think it looks really, really cool. So there we go. I like that. And it looks like I probably could have popped this piece out right here, and I don't know if I got it glued down or if I can pop it out. Yeah, I can get it out of there. It doesn't really matter because it's black on black, but if you had it on a lighter color, you'd want to make sure that piece was popped out of there. So on the string, but that turned out nice. Now we've got this one. I wonder if we can take a minute real quick and make a kind of like a military card, since we've got it die cut out. I've got this. This is some scrap from last year when I made all the veterans cards, and I think we could do something with that and maybe lay this down. I have that, and I've kind of got this. So I don't know what size this is or what we could do with it, but I need to score this up. Let's go ahead and score this one, and let's see if we can get another one done before we quit. And oh, I want to show you. I have this is one of my Nana bracelets. I wear another one that's kind of a taupe colored. But yesterday at the birthday party, the party favors for all the little girls and everyone were these little bracelets. And so I got this BFF bracelet from um, my little granddaughter's party, and it was super cute. So I wore it to church today, and I've got a pink shirt on, and I thought it would be just fun So my daughter, it's my fault. My kids, we always really duded up their parties and just had, really fun things. And my daughters are no different. And so they had this huge slide, outdoor water slide, and just all the decorations and the party favors and all that and everything. And it was a lot of fun. And the fun thing was, and I don't know if I mentioned this already, they took the slide down, or the company that had the slides said they were incredibly busy that day and that they needed to leave it at my daughter's house longer if that was okay. And so after the party crowd left, then just the grands got to just have a blast. Sherry is leaving. Oh, bye, Sherry. Hi, Brenda. Bye, Brenda. Have a good night. Oh, bye, Brenda. Sherry's here and Brenda's leaving. Well, Brenda, I hope you have a good evening. Thanks for stopping by. I certainly appreciate it. Hi, Sherry. Welcome. So anyway, so then all the party crowd left and I just sat out there with the grands and watched them play forever and they had a blast. And when I got home, I realized that I had gotten some sun. I thought I was kind of in the shade, because they have some big trees out there and I thought I was in the shade most of the day, but I was like, ooh, I was in the sun quite a bit more than what I realized. And I don't think that's completely straight, but I think it'll be all right. And then we can layer it up with this. So I think we'll just do that and then we can add our, that. And I think we're going to need another My Hero. So let's go ahead and cut this down. And actually we could do a thanks maybe on there. Let's see what we've got here. Yeah, I think we've got 3.25, so we can go 3.25 by 5. And I think that'll work. I can't remember my exact measurement, but I'm doing too much talking. Oh, okay. I want more of the camouflage to show through, so we're going to take that down even further. And I still have the comment up there. I apologize for that. I'm not doing a very good job of manning the show here. So let's see. Try to get my mouse to work for me. Okay. So we're going to cut this down a little bit more. I had 3.75. I'm going to go to 3. And then that would be 1. I think it'd be 3 by 4. Does that sound right? 4, that'd be 1.5. 4.25. What did I do? 3. That's 1.25 by. I think I want to go to 4.25 is what I want to go to. I don't know if that's right or not. I'm not thinking clearly. Okay. Yeah, I like that better because I wanted that the camouflage to show through there better. And I don't know how my cinnamon will fit on there, but we'll just get it laid down and we'll just see what happens. Okay. We'll just get this one made. So what pattern paper am I using? Rebecca, are we talking about the blue or are we talking about this blue here came from Kinder's Card Challenge Bonus. That's where that came from. And then this particular pattern paper here that is camo, this actually came from Hobby Lobby. I just bought a 12 by 12 sheet. I actually bought, I take that back. This was a kit. And I cannot remember. I'll link it in the description box afterward because I know I have a video where I listed where this came from. So when I get done, I'll try to link it in the description box so you can check it out. This was actually a kit that had some, I don't know if I have any of that laying here. It had, let me get this laid down and I'll show you what all it had because I've got some parts here. But it was like a Veterans Day kit or a recognition kit for those who've served in different capacity. And it had, we had some red and white in there, and I just got scraps of it because I blew it up. I forget how many veterans cards I did that year. But these are the patterns that it had in it. So I will try to find that and link that in the description box for you so that you'll know if that's the pattern that you're talking about. And then the blue one obviously was Kinder's Bonus Printable, the one where Sire did the doodling. So that's what that is. But this was a paper, and this was really cool too. And that looked really nice with black, and that would have been very nice with this as well. So anyway, so the other thing that I had brought in that I thought we could use, and I don't think I would stitch it, and I don't know, it's pretty big, is this thanks. And where's, oh, it's actually thank you. I think we could do it because we have such a small focal point. We could do this and put this on here, and we could do the thank you. So let's do this. And I'm not gonna use the shadow. I'm just gonna use, I think I can get away with that. There'll be, well, maybe we do want to use the shadow. Let me think here for a minute. What have I got? Do I have some more light green? All right, here's what we're gonna do. We will use our shadows on the silver, and then we'll use our thank you on the black. So we'll get that done real quick, and then I think that'll finish it up, and we'll be in about an hour. So that's not bad. And I know it's getting late. A lot of people have to go to bed. Kendra should do a whole camo one. Oh, that'd be fun. Yeah. You should mention it to her, Jay. I'm sure she's always interested in suggestions because she's cranking that stuff out so frequently. You know, that, in fact, that would be a great idea. Can I get this on here? I think I can. And you guys probably can't see that because I've got my desk up so far. So we'll move it down now that I'm not working with those little pieces now. All right, so we're gonna need some tape because this stuff's gonna move around and we're gonna have a mess. So let's see if I can get my thank you on, let's see, is this gonna work? Yes, I think it will. So we'll just try and get it taped down there, and hopefully it'll work. All right. And I've got a little cut in that, but I think we can get away with it. Yeah, we'll just go for it. I think Hobby Lobby's paper studio has, you know what, it may be, you know what, Jay, you may be right. That might be where it came from. Hobby Lobby's paper studio might have had that. That very well could be. My first instinct was to say Hobby Lobby, so maybe that is where it came from. So we got that. Now we just need the thank you part, and I need to bring in, let me get some of the stuff cleaned up so we can find what we're looking for. See some black pieces. Let's see, what do we got? Can we get it on here? Let's do that, and we'll just do this, and then we won't have to kind of fight over the card stock. Anyway, so let me grab this little piece of pink tape and see if I can use it again, and we'll just lay it down on there, and hopefully we can get that out of there. Okay, so we'll just move along here. So how's everybody doing? All right, there we go. All right. I did some rearranging. I don't know if I mentioned that either. I can't remember what I say from 1 minute to the next, but I did do some rearranging in my craft room today. And I thought I probably wouldn't be able to find anything, but fortunately I have done pretty well in this live. I just was cleaning. I was like, I gotta get rid of some stuff and clean up some stuff and make some room. And so that's what I started doing as soon as those, actually when the kids were taking their nap, I was in here cleaning and trying to get everything organized so that I could function better. Because when you get real busy, man, things get messy. And this is one of those stitch dies, obviously. I'm not going to be stitching tonight, but these are really fun to stitch, and they're easy. You know, like if you're watching TV or something like that, you can just sit and stitch and have some fun. It's very relaxing. I have recently found out that coloring and stitching are very peaceful and calming. So I've enjoyed that. I've got a candle going again. Even though it is blazingly hot, we have air, so I've got a candle going just for some fragrance, and it's a wood wick and it makes a nice little sound. So anyway, I've got that going on. All right, now, and I still have not made, have you guys made your craft roulette card? I have not made my craft roulette card. Right before I went live, somewhere on this, if I haven't die cut something out of it, I scribbled down what the parameters were so that I could maybe make it. And I mean, I don't even know if I can get it done because, you know, you've got to submit it, I think, before midnight. And I don't know if I'm going to get it done or not. But anyway, I haven't got it done. So is anybody done there? Gotta go finish on replay. Have a great Monday. You too, Rebecca. Thanks for watching. Oh, Cordelia had to go too. Okay, well, we'll wrap this up pretty quick. And it looks like I've got all these little specks from the these little stitching dies. I've got all these little black dots all over my glass mat here. And some of them will just pop right out. Especially if you pressed, if you know, if you had a pretty good tight sandwich, they'll be left on your cutting plates. So we're going to get these laid down and we'll get this wrapped up. I've got one that's still in there. Got it. Wonder if I should use, I might use the tape runner on this. Well, maybe not. Let's just use the glue and get it done. So like I said, next week I've put in there that I will be working with cat scrappiness dies. They've got a lot of new dies in the shop, and they've got great dies too. They've got great nesting dies. They're a lot of fun. And, you know, if you like to support small business, that's where it's at. So now this week I have got, I think I have maybe one, I feel like I have, oh, I know what I have. We have the Kendra's, the Pink and Main dies that Kendra designed. We have a hop for that, and that'll be a giveaway hop, I think. And so that'll be fun to do that. And then the rest of the channel is up in the air because I've been busy and I haven't made anything. So I'm going to have to get busy tomorrow, which is my day off, and try to get my channel loaded up with stuff. Because as you know, I try to do a video every day. Oh, okay, Cordelia did hers. It was a pop-up, but I try to get it done because I forgot. Oh, I was actually thinking I have got Karen Burniston's boat set that they talked about on the show, and that's a relatively new one. I got it because I won on Craft Roulette, and I got the gift certificate, and I ordered it, and I thought it would be fun to use that one for this card if I can make it work, because it's Karen Burniston's. So I thought that would be fun. So I don't know if I'm going to get it done or not. I should just commit to doing it and get it done, but I don't know. I could have done it on this live, but I didn't want to. I wanted to play with this. So that's what I'm doing. So we got one of those little bits on there, so we'll move it out of the way and just get it lined up. Get it pressed down on there. The only thing I don't like about the metallic is you've really got to worry about that glue because it can make a mess on there. And so you kind of have to be really careful with that. I think tomorrow when I get up, I'm going to go and have my blood work done. So I'm not looking forward to that, but get it done while I'm fasting and move on with the rest of the day. So I need to be drinking my water now so that I'm good and hydrated so my veins are in good shape when I go in. One time when I went, the gal said, you need to make sure you drink plenty of water before you come in to get your blood drawn. So I need to remember that. Okay, and then we've got a little dot in there. We got to pop out. So you have a good evening too, Sherry. I appreciate you stopping by, and um, hope that maybe you'll consider watching some of my videos. Oh no, Sherry, you're not the one that was new that was on here. I'm sorry. Anyway, thanks for stopping by, and hopefully catch you again next week. So we're about there. Let's get the tea down, and then we'll assemble our dog tags. Oh, I recently bought a necklace for my husband. I told you he was a firefighter for 30 years, and it is the firefighter's emblem, and it has the chain on it like that. But it's kind of it's like this, only shaped like the firefighter's emblem. And I got that and was able to get his number on there and his fire department name on there. He never ever asked for anything. And one day he came in and he goes, "Oh, I'd kind of like to have this." And I thought, we didn't have a holiday, a birthday, or anything like that for it. But I thought, you know what? He never asked for anything. I'm going to order that and get it changed. And so it came in and he was like, "What's this for?" And I was like, "Oh, well, open it up and see." And he was surprised. And I said, "Well, you never asked for anything." So I felt like I wanted to get him something. So I think these kind of cross over each other. And for that, I think I will just use a little bit of tape. And, because generally they'll kind of hang. They don't always hang exactly together. So I think it'll be fun to kind of crisscross them like that. And then we need to get that through there. And I think for that, I'm just going to turn it over just like that and grab that tape and just put a little tape runner on there. And we'll get this laid down. And I think that'll work. Well, let's first figure out how we're going to do this. Oops. Let's bring it down a little bit. I think that looks really nice. So let's get these laid down on here. And you know what? The tape runner works much better with the metallic than the glue does. It takes forever to dry. Now, it's not forgiving when you lay it down, so you got to get it laid down right. But it does work better than the glue because it will dry and it will lay down like it's supposed to. So we'll use that and hopefully get it down in the right spot. Now I've got a big hunk of that on my finger now. Let's see if we can get that on there. Okay. All right, now position this so we can get it laid down on there. I think that looks nice. Now, it would have been nice with the green on there, but I didn't have any more of that green. That was just like a random panel, and I wish I had, but I didn't. So I think that turned out nice. Okay, so we had our police heroes, and we've got the boot and the badge and the My Hero, and then we've got our dog tags and the thank you. And if we had wanted to, we could have made and I don't know what this is called. It's like it is a badge or it's an award where it would have like the plate across here, and then you could have your colors in here like this. You could do it like that and lay them in there. So that is also in that set. And then I showed you those other things, and I will bring those to my channel in some form or fashion because I have to work with them. And so, you might watch this week. I might bring the Home Sweet Home and the others, but basically it kind of goes like that. And I did 3 different colors on that. So I had the Home Sweet Home was one of them, and I had that little tree that I thought would look really cute with it, which is this one. And then I also have the little camera set, Say Cheese Etched Die. So be on the lookout. We'll be making some stuff with this soon. And I appreciate you watching, and I hope you like my cards. And a medal. Yes, a medal of honor. You got it. Thank you, Melissa. I was at a loss for words. So I appreciate you guys watching, and I hope you have a good evening, and take care, and I'll see you all soon. Bye-bye now.